Hello, I'm Donna Bush with your CIGTV News Update, community news, as well as your weather forecast. His Excellency Governor Martin Roper and his wife Lizzie arrived in the Cayman Islands 1 year ago today. I recently had the opportunity to sit down and talk with His Excellency to find out how the rest of his year has gone and much more.
I've tried to get out and about as much as possible, tried to be accessible, but that Cayman kind welcome has been there everywhere I've been. And one of the really nice things was to do some constituency visits with some of the MLAs. And I mean, I was just fed so much food on those visits, going from constituent's house to constituent's house and a different meal in each house. But really, really warm Cayman kind welcome. It's a real privilege to be appointed by Her Majesty the Queen to be governor of these islands, and I've been striving to do my utmost to support the security and the prosperity of everybody on these islands. And I'm very pleased with how the first year has gone. I think the relationship with the Premier and the government and with ministers is very good. It's very constructive, and we're trying to sort of move together in a number of areas. And I think just being accessible to the public is something I put a premium on, and I think I've managed to get out and about and support the community at lots of different events over the year. So I'm very pleased with how it's gone.
And join us on Wednesday when we hear more from His Excellency on his 1-year anniversary. Meantime, the Air Accidents Investigation Branch, which investigates civil aircraft accidents and serious incidents within the UK, its overseas territories and Crown dependencies, provided 2 days of training for local first responders last week. Over 60 first responders attended the training, which was co-hosted by the CAACI. The training focused on what to do in the initial 48 hours after an aircraft accident by the various agencies involved, until the AAIB can arrive on island to formally assume the investigative role. Now, the topics covered included information on how to preserve evidence and how not to contaminate the investigation site. Mr. Richard Smith, Director General of the CAACI, said, quote, "We are very happy to have had such a wonderful turnout from all departments. We hope that we will never have to use such training. However, it is our responsibility to be prepared for such an incident should it occur," end quote. Meantime, the annual Pirates Week Festival is just weeks away, and officials have announced a great lineup of local and international performers to the roster, including the Cayman's National Traditional Ensemble, the Swanky Kitchen Band. And you can catch these performers on stage on the Holiday Monday Culture Shop event from 4 p.m. on the main stage downtown Georgetown. And you can follow the band as each District Heritage Day Committee welcomes the band in celebration of traditional Caymanian musical stylings, who will entertain local crowds with original songs, as well as a mix of top 40 hits and Caymanian folk songs like Muncie Boat and others. Each district will host their annual display of traditional art, food, and artifacts. We believe showcasing traditional folk songs and Caymanian musical stylings is imperative to the story we tell of the way Caymanians lived and survived 100 years ago, said the head of the Pirates Week office, Miss Melanie McFeel. Now, for more details on the district days and other happenings this Pirates Week, you can go online to piratesweekfestival.com. Turning now to stories making news headlines at Radio Cayman. The Ministry of Financial Services is looking for local feedback on additional anti-money laundering regulations. According to the Chamber of Commerce website, single-family offices in the Cayman Islands are asking to give input either via their trust and corporate services providers or directly through the Ministry of Financial Services into the ministry's consultation on additional anti-money laundering regulations. For single-family offices that want to give input directly to the ministry, they can email DFS legislation, that's DFS legislation @gov.ky to request a consultation document. Now for more community news, this time from the Cayman Compass.
The problem has always been, from a departmental standpoint, a place to really rehab these birds, and what's going to happen if they can't ever go back into the wild, and how do we make sure that they get the best chance possible of going back into the wild. That's really the key. We don't want to deny the chance of being a wild bird again if they can. So the birds that have been poached, so birds that have been robbed as fledglings from the nest, will typically need to be raised by hand, and sometimes they're not always suitable for release because they imprint on the parents, which will in this case be a human being, which is not ideal, at all. Some rescue birds will come into us having fallen out of a nest, like the ones that we'll be releasing today, that seems, like a really very much a wild bird. It fell out at the stage of fledgling, and since it's come here to the parrot sanctuary, it's been recovering really well and has grown into a beautiful bird that has all the chances we could hope for in the wild.
This is my land in East End, and it's come about through a love of parrots that I have back in Australia, and trying to do some good for our native Cayman parrots here in Cayman. I bought this place a couple of years ago and realised that the foliage and the fauna and everything that was here was very indigenous to Cayman, and very helpful to the birds, having that we have most of their natural food here on the property. So with that, I approached the DOE in regards to being able to help, and that's, I guess, how the Cayman Parrot Sanctuary came about. I believe we have 12 Cayman parrots that have either come to us as young birds that have been injured through either falling out of their nests or just needing a good start to life, injured animals through way of broken wings, hit by cars. So there's been a lot of birds that have come through, and I guess there'll be a lot more that'll come as well.
So if you find a rescue bird or a parrot that needs help, please do not hesitate to contact the Department of Environment. We're in cooperation with Ron out here at the Parrot Sanctuary, and we can give the bird the best chance of being a wild bird again. So please do give us a call, and we can come and take the bird. So the Parrot Sanctuary is really revolutionary for the way that we're dealing with rescue birds, because we have the opportunity to do health checks in depth, following up on the birds in a more natural environment, and we can do quarantining as well, which is very important before you release, what has been a captive bird into the wild. So if any of you have a captive bird that you're thinking about releasing, please don't do it on your own. Just give us a call, and the bird can come out here for monitoring, transition to wild browse, which is really important. When they go out there, they need to know what they're going to eat. So.
And finally, a look at today's forecast from the Cayman Islands National Weather Service. The synopsis calls for light easterly winds and slight seas, which will continue across the Cayman area for the next 24 hours. It's due to a slack pressure gradient across the northwest Caribbean. Further east, a tropical wave just east of Jamaica will move into the Cayman area tomorrow afternoon with a slight increased chance of showers. The wave is expected to move west of our area tomorrow evening. Radar images show isolated showers in and around the Cayman area that are also moving west. Turning now to today's forecast, temperatures reached a high of 89 degrees Fahrenheit. The forecast called for partly cloudy skies with a 30% chance of morning showers. Winds were from the east at 5 to 10 knots, and sea conditions were slight with wave heights of 1 to 3 feet. For a look at your daily and weekly forecast, remember to go online to weather.gov.ky for the latest forecast, which can also be found on their Facebook page and on the Weather Radio dial 107.9 FM. Remember, you can download the National Weather Service's app, CINWS, to have the latest weather information available for that day. And that's the latest from us here at CIG Television. To see what's on our programming schedule, you can go online to gis.gov.ky. Be sure to click on the publications icon at the bottom of the homepage. If you missed today's news update, you can go to the Cayman Islands Government Facebook page as well as the CIG Television YouTube channel. I'm Donna Bush, as always, thanking you for joining me, wishing you a wonderful and safe night, and hoping you'll join me back here again tomorrow. Until then, bye-bye for now.
Oh, the welcome I've received to the Cayman Islands has been absolutely incredible. The old adage of Caymanian hospitality I've found in the workplace, both in Cayman Islands Fire Service, in Cayman Islands Government, and the residents as I've settled in and found a house to live in. So I've been over the moon actually, and I'm really feeling quite settled, even though I've only been here 3 weeks. I really do want to provide a message around the deputies who have stepped up and taken on more responsibility since the last chief left in February 2018. I think they've done a smashing job with the senior management team, and it's a fantastic time to be joining Cayman Islands Fire Service with lots going on. We've gone through a procurement process and we're going to get some world-class fire trucks which will be delivered next year. There's also new personal protective equipment for all of our firefighting staff, bringing them up to date there. And we've got some state-of-the-art new breathing apparatus arriving in the service shortly, and some excellent new cutting gear that's battery operated and will really support our operations at road traffic collisions, which seem quite prevalent, and road safety will be a priority for the service. So from me, it's a huge thanks to Deputy Chief Elliott, Deputy Chief Charlton and Deputy Chief Ebanks, as well as the senior management teams for all that they've done in that intervening period before I've taken up my role as the Interim Fire Chief. Okay, so what I'm really hoping to do here is share my 30 years UK Fire and Rescue Service experience and really support the development of officers both at a senior level and throughout the fire service. I certainly believe in a workplace culture where we value people and we value their development, we succession plan, we talent spot, and we ensure that we have people with the appropriate qualifications and development so that they feel valued and they can add value to the organisation and take us forward through a period of transition as we aim to support the Deputy Governor's vision of a world-class civil service. My working style is that I'm a real people-focused leader. I believe that 85% of the budget is salary, and therefore if we can get the best out of the people, make them feel comfortable in the workplace, let them be themselves, then we'll have a successful organisation. I've been described as firm but fair. I think that's really important to understand because, you know, as well as my focus on people's development, I also will insist on safe systems of work. The operational arena is a dangerous arena, and therefore it's absolutely critical that crews are deployed and they maintain those safe systems of work to protect themselves and to protect the public that we do serve. Yeah, I guess people will be surprised to hear that as I move about there'll be plenty of opportunities to meet staff because I will be a regular visit to stations both here and on the sister islands. That really supports my leadership style of people-centred leadership. But I guess that's an opportunity for me to cook. I'm a really keen cook. I was on the UK MasterChef programme in 2014, which is a really enjoyable yet scary experience because of the pressure. But yeah, really looking forward to doing some cooking for my staff and letting them taste a little bit of some of my recipes.
Did you know planning permission is required to clear land by mechanical means? You should check with the department as a planning and permit application may be required.
the Department of Environmental Health provides residential garbage collection services to an estimated 14,000 Cayman Islands households each week. You may wonder how it is that our collectors are able to adequately cover these routes given our limited resources. The answer partly depends on you. By making sure that your garbage is appropriately packaged and easily accessible to our collectors, you will aid the pickup process and ensure efficient garbage collections. Here are a few valuable tips that will steer you in the right direction. Place bagged garbage into your garbage container on the evening before your scheduled pickup day. Bags should weigh less than 40 pounds and garbage containers should have a maximum capacity of 33 gallons. Our collectors will not collect garbage bags and bins that are too heavy. Only use garbage containers constructed from sturdy materials such as metal or plastic. Your garbage container must also have a tightly fitted cover and easy to grip handles. To avoid spillage and limit access to animals, we also recommend that you store garbage bins inside an enclosure. A single garbage enclosure should have minimum dimensions of 2 feet 6 inches by 2 feet 6 inches. All enclosures should be a minimum of 6 inches from the ground. Any enclosure that is higher than 3 feet tall must have a door. Our collectors are unable to collect the garbage if the enclosure is too high. Place garbage containers or enclosures at the front or side of the property in an area that is easily accessible to the collectors. Our collectors will not pick up any items that are outside the trash container. Please remember to return garbage containers to the enclosure or its original position as soon as possible after collection has taken place. Avoid placing the following items in your household garbage containers: construction and demolition debris, vegetative and household hazardous waste, bulk waste items, hot coals, and grease. You may bring these items to the Georgetown landfill, which is located at Seymour Drive and open from 7:30 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. Monday to Saturdays. You can also take small quantities of garbage to the 24-hour drop-off site located at the entrance of the landfill. Always pour plenty of water on hot coals to make sure they are completely out before disposing of them inside the landfill. The DEH provides free curbside bulk waste pickup once per year. Bulk items may include old furniture and appliances, tires, and metal items. Place bulk items out on the curbside once the DEH has announced its annual bulk waste pickup schedule. You may, however, hire DEH to pick up your bulk waste throughout the year at a cost of $75 per load. When you follow these tips, you will help to maintain the efficiency of the DEH collections program. For more information on proper waste handling or to report uncollected garbage, please give us a call at 949-6696 or send an email to dehcustomerservice@gov.ky.
Do you have a business in the tourism industry? The Cayman Islands Department of Tourism wants you to get listed on their website. Visit CaymanIslands.com. It's absolutely free and will give your business added exposure on the #1 visited tourism site for the Cayman Islands. Learn more and get listed at www.visitcaymanislands.com/sign up. That's www.visitcaymanislands.com/sign up. Deadline is August 15th for all submissions. Don't wait. Sign up today.